Guys, thank you for tuning in to another episode of Shock the System podcast. It's 2025. Happy New Year to everyone. My name is Roel Ramos. I'm your host. We are the first multi-sport podcast in the Philippines. And our topic for today is basically preparing for your first marathon. Whether if you're a newbie, intermediate runner, or most likely an advanced runner.
Yeah.
So, kung ikaw ay nakapag sign up for a marathon this year already, and if you have plans of doing a marathon in the latter part of this year, this podcast or this episode is for you guys. So today in the show, we have our coach, a very experienced runner, Coach JC Eagles. Coach JC?
Thank you, Roel, for having me to your podcast.
And Coach JC, first of all, it's a privilege that the honor is mine. Thank you so much for doing this. JC stands for?
JC stands for Juan Carlo.
Juan Carlo.
Yes, so, JC is my nickname. Okay. Since elementary.
I see.
Yeah.
All right. So, Juan Carlo, Coach JC Eagles. Coach, sa benefit and for our viewers and also our listeners, just to, put the context and the background about, our title is about preparing for a marathon. Pero kay Coach, ano yung background mo as a runner? Kasi I've also seen your socials. Tignan ko rin yung Instagram mo. That's where we connected actually. And I think you also started as a trail runner or ultra runner. Tama ba?
Actually, yes. For that, I started running in 2010 because when I was nung estudyante ako, I was actually a sports-minded na ako nung when I was in elementary. I was in karate, and then I involved in taekwondo during my college days, and then nung nagkaroon ako ng work, hindi ko na wala na akong time para sa pumunta ng gym para mag-taekwondo. Nahirapan ako maghanap ng kasparing, so I switched into other sports, and gusto ko talaga mag-tennis, so I want to try that. So nag-tennis ako from 2003 until now. I'm still playing tennis, but kaya ako na involved sa running nung nakita ko siya na parang nagbo-boom na nung 2008 in Manila. Yung pa lang yung medyo wala pang masyadong tao tumatakbo sa BGC, ganyan. Nag-ano pa lang siya, simula pa lang umusbong yung mga building doon. May mga pa-event na doon eh. So, nung nakita ko yun, parang interesting sumali dito So ginawa ko, why not try running? So, besides yung hindi kasi ako sa tennis, yung satisfied yung calorie burning wise, hindi ako satisfied. So, sabi ko kailangan ko pa ng other sport na pwedeng makapagpa-burn talaga ng calorie sa akin. So, that's why naisipan ko pumasok sa running. Yun. Okay.
So, personal lang na observation, and then you wanted coming from karate and then tennis, tapos gusto mo lang anihin din yung running, napasukin.
Yes.
And basically walang nambudol sa'yo or nag-invite sa'yo.
Yes, actually wala, pero yun nga, yung when you want to try the sport, kumbaga parang hindi ka na kailangan pilitin. Parang yun na kagad. Gusto mong maging runner. And then, not just health-wise, gusto mong maging competitive din. Kasi naging competitive din kasi ako dun sa karate, sa taekwondo. Actually, nagkakaroon ako ng mga medal during my yung mga student days ko. Yun. So, gusto ko rin actually sa tennis, meron din ako nakukuha mga awards dun sa club namin. So, gusto ko sa running, ma-achieve ko rin yung mga ganun. No? So, after ko ma-establish yung ano ko, yung fitness ko sa running, doon ako naging in-establish yung pagiging competitive. Ayun.
Alright.
And then yun nga, nasabi mo na I was a trail runner. Actually, I'm still a trail runner, kumbaga lang, hiatus lang. So nung 2013 ako actually nag-start. Kasi din nature lover ako. Yung isa yun sa isa yun sa reason ba't gusto kong maging trailer. Gusto kong umakyat at tumakbo ng bundok, mag-hike, no? So
Nature talaga, coach.
yeah, yun. Until yun, medyo konting craziness, yan. I've joined multiple ultra trail marathons, ganyan. Yeah, nakatapos din ako. Yun, so
Ano yung pinakamahaba mong nagawang ultra, coach?
Saan? Yung pinakamahaba at pinakamahirap time-based is the North Face 100 in Baguio in 2016. Yun, super 27 hours. Yan, 100K. Yan. I did it in 27 hours. And ito, imagine 290 runners signed up for that distance, 100 kilometer. Only 90 finished, including me.
90
runners finished under the cut-off time.
Ano ang cut-off yan?
30 hours.
30 hours.
Yes. So after that, nag-join pa ako sa mga ibang ultra marathons, and then isa yun sa mga notable race ko, yung North Face, no? And then first time kong mag-join ng international race is sa Hong Kong. Yun naman yung Vibram Hong Kong 100 Ultra Trail Marathon, no? So isa rin sa mas mahirap yung nasa Baguio, yung North Face, pero mahirap din to.
So Baguio is harder?
Yeah, Baguio is harder because dito sa Pilipinas mas mahirap yung trails dito compared sa abroad. Mas established yung sa abroad eh. Kumbaga dito, parang jungle type yung trails natin dito.
Yeah.
Sa abroad hindi. Sobrang established. Ayun.
Dito kasi parang meron pa ako mga stories na narinig na nawawala sa trails.
Yeah, actually,
no?
yeah. As in super. Pero sa abroad, parang napaka-imposibleng mawala ka kasi ang daming markers. And then yung mga marshals nila sobrang kompleto. So pag nawala ka, it's really your fault.
No.
Hindi ka talaga nagpay attention dun sa path kung saan yung mga markers and mga marshals.
Yeah. So your first love, more or less ba, if you could say, is trail running?
Actually, my heart is still with the trail running community, though.
Okay.
I'm really focusing on the road as of the moment kasi nga I have this incoming big race na pag-usapan natin mamaya.
Sige.
So, yun.
Alright. Pero for our viewers and listeners, no, guys, si Coach JC ran the fastest, his fastest marathon was in Osaka 2:58 marathon.
Yeah,
Tama
that's
ba,
true.
Coach?
That's true. Yeah.
Grabe. Kailan to, Coach? Maybe give an insight lang.
That was
your
last
experience.
year. Yeah.
Last year.
That was last year, and actually it's Osaka Marathon. Siya yung second attempt ko to qualify for Boston. Actually, noong 2022, nag-qualify naman ako sa Boston via Singapore Marathon. I did 3:08. Kasi nung that time, ang standard qualifying ko for Boston at my age group is 3:10.
3:10.
Yes, so I did 3:08. So meron akong 2 minutes na buffer. Pero nung lumabas na yung nag-apply ako sa Boston as qualifier, nagkaroon sila ng advance cutoff na kailangan 5 minutes and 26 seconds faster ka doon sa doon sa standard qualifying mo. So yung 3:08 ko hindi enough para makapasok ako doon sa cutoff nila. So kahit na qualifier ka, you're still not 100% in.
Sigurado.
Yes, yun. So eto yung naging pakay ko sa Osaka, dahil sobrang heartbroken talaga ako noon. Actually, yun nga, yung
Heartbroken. Coach. Heartbroken.
Sobrang na-heartbroken kasi dream ko yung Boston Marathon eh.
Okay.
So 2024 dapat nakatakbo na ako ng Boston, pero unfortunately hindi ako nakatakbo. So sabi ko, sige, kukuha ako ng another qualifying ngayon. Siguraduhin ko sa malamig na lugar kasi Singapore is very humid, very hot. So actually, hindi maganda yung experience ko doon. Actually, I did 308 pero may lakad pa ako noon.
Come on.
Yeah, nag-cramps ako pero still I qualified.
Oo.
Yun. I suffered cramps after 35K. And then I started walking just para lang maalis yung cramps ko. Kasi pag tinuloy kong takbo, makalalo kong hindi makatapos dahil yung cramps ko talaga is on and off. Ayun. So 308 still good. Though,
congratulations,
I suffered,
coach.
yes.
Mm-hmm.
And then yun nga, yung sabi sa akin na tumakbo ka sa malamig para yung heart rate mo mas mababa. Kasi nga Singapore, it's around 33 degrees. Kasi actually 5:30 kami nagsimula na kasi dahil sa rain delay. Imagine natapos ako ng around 9 o'clock, 9:30, something like that. Yung araw sobrang taas na talaga, as in. Imagine I finished 308. Paano pa yung mga nasa likod ko?
Wow.
Na 6,000 kami. Dun sa result, tinignan ko siya, top 50 ako out of 6,000 plus. So imagine 9:30 ako ng umaga natapos, sobrang init na. Paano pa yung mga nasa likod, di ba?
Oo. Grabe
So,
yun na.
that's why Osaka is talagang pinaka-ultimatum ko to. Sabi ko, kailangan makuha ko yung Osaka for Boston Marathon. Kung hindi ko siya makuha, I'm aging. Kumbaga parang tumatanda na, marami na akong naramdaman sa katawan. So, kailangan makuha ko to. So, lahat on the line for that race. So, I'm super thankful to God na talagang nakuha ko siya. As in 11 minutes buffer. 11 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah, 258 from 310 to 258. And then, yun na nga, suspect ko na nga. Ito na, nung nag-apply na naman ako, no? As qualifier. Lumabas yung
Sorry, coach. Osaka was last year, ano ba yan?
Last year.
September, no?
February 2004.
Okay.
Yes.
So malamig din talaga.
Yes, malamig. Around, yung temperature nung starting line is 1 degree. Tapos umuulan.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sobrang lamig. As in, I'm wearing itong 2XU na tights. And then naka 3 layers ako. Then yun nga, naka-jacket and everything, ganun. As in, naka-beanie, naka-gloves, as in lahat na. As in, tapos ang medyas ko, dalawang patong. Ganun siya kalamig. As in, tapos 1 hour kami sa starting line bago bumitaw. Sobrang as in, hindi namin alam kami, ang dami namin, 1,000 of runners kami. Buti lang nandun ako sa first wave. So, kasi based dun sa results ko sa Singapore Marathon, naseed ako dun sa wave A. So, yung mga elites nandun lang sa unahan, and then kami na. Yun, so,
grabe.
Yun, I gave it all. I gave it all dun sa Osaka Marathon. That's why I did it. Na-qualify ako sa Boston and then eventually nakapasok na.
So, coach, tama ba? Yung qualification for Boston, so you did Osaka Marathon last year, Feb.
Yeah.
You did a 2:58. And so, basically, magsasubmit ka na yan
ng result.
last year.
Yes,
September.
September. Yes.
So, this year, basically, is for the Boston Marathon.
Yeah.
You will be running for
I
the Boston
will be
Marathon.
running for the Boston Marathon.
Wow.
Yeah. This April 21.
April 21.
Yes.
Grabe. Anong feeling, coach?
Sobra. Almost nandun na. Makakamit ko na yung dream ko. Until, hanggat hindi ko nakahawakan yung medal at nahahalikan, not yet. Pero nandun na. Almost. Dream come true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're targeting for a specific time?
Hopefully sub 3, gano'n.
Ganun din?
Yeah.
Galing,
I'm targeting for that time because it's my first world major marathon. Sabi nga nilang ng mga friends ko, wow, first time mo mag-world major, tapos Boston agad. Kasi yun talaga yung gusto ko, pangarap ko talaga yun. So, I don't care about don't get me wrong super okay din naman yung ibang mga world majors. Pero iba pa rin tong Boston. You have to qualify for it. Kailangan mo siyang paghirapan. So, iba yung, iba yung bragging rights niya.
Totoo.
Yung pag nakapasok as qualifier.
Galing. April kailan ng Boston Marathon, Coach?
April 21, 2025, Monday. Patriots Day.
Oh, yeah. Siyempre. Oo nga. Very historic kasi sa city of Boston.
Yeah.
Oo. So you're targeting your first world major pa, tapos Boston pa.
Yeah.
Galing. Tapos you're targeting a sub 3.
Hopefully.
And Coach, pag-uusapan kasi natin ng marathon, diba? And I'm sure with your experience, definitely you'll be able to bring some of your journey, especially to our viewers and our listeners who are planning or preparing for their marathon this year, diba? And also probably by the end of this year. Ang dami mga races, diba?
Yeah.
I'm sure, Coach, meron kang mga friends or even mga estudyante mo will be doing races this first half of the year, even in the last half of the year, di ba? And iba-ibang mga age groups yan, di ba? So, we'll go through how you'll be able to prepare for marathon this 2025. So, tapos ngayon, mukhang ang deeper purpose pala talaga is to reach that dream, which is the Boston Marathon, which is actually it's every runner's holy grail.
Yeah.
Technically, that's your Mount Everest, diba?
Yeah.
So,
true.
Yung pag niyan, Coach, no? When you have friends or students like that, do you sit them down do you ask them, bakit mo ba ito ginagawa, itong marathon? Kasi I'm sure naisip mo yan diba? Yung pagka tumatakbo ka na ng mahaba, you always ask, what is their why?
Yeah.
Ano ba yung purpose nila kung ba't nila ginagawa ito? Because sometimes, pagka inibita lang ng friends, talagang syempre, hindi na nagtutuloy. Kasi, ayoko na nito. Di ba? Or kunyari, nag-marathon tapos hindi sila prepared. Di ba? I know some people na gano'n, na nag-marathon tapos, alam mo yun, the last 21K, nilakad lang nila. So, ikaw, Coach, do you ask your students na bakit nila ito ginagawa and what's their why of doing a marathon for the first time?
Ayun, no. This year, meron ako mga estudyante, mga beginner na tatakbo ng marathon, no? So, una in-interview ko muna sila na bakit kayo nag-sign up. Kasi to experience the marathon nga daw. And to, meron akong assessment form sa mga estudyante ko. So, why do you want to run? Ganon. And kailangan malaman ko kung talagang magko-commit sila. Kasi ayoko ng estudyante na magbabayad lang sa akin, tapos yung program hindi nila nasusunod. Ayoko ng ganon. So, ayokong masayang yung investment nila. So, I make sure, that's why I only select few, hindi ako nag-accept ng maraming estudyante. I only select few students who are willing to commit 100% kasi yung running hindi yan basta-basta. If you want to get involved with running, you have to be serious about it. Kung meron kang target na mga races. So, ang sinasabi ko lang sa kanila, hindi ako kailangan mag-commit kayo sa akin kasi ako, hindi lang ako coach, athlete din ako. Kung hindi nyo gagawin yung mga program na ipapagawa ko sa inyo, yung kung ano yung napag-usapan natin, pwede nating i-cut out na yun kasi hindi kayo talaga nagko-commit. So may mga ilang estudyante ako na ganyan. So, na after 6 months na contract, kasi yun yung minimum contract ko hindi ko na sila nire-renew. Ganun. Kasi nga, sayang lang.
Oo. Do you track, Coach, through apps na?
Yeah, actually, Strava yung ko.
I see.
So lahat ng estudyante ko naka-Strava. Doon ko nakikita kung tama ba yung ginagawa nila, yung workout nila, kung nasusunod ba yung program, kung tumakbo sila ng ganitong araw, o pag nakita ko, ba't may schedule ka ng long run na, ba't di ka tumakbo ngayon? Kasi ito na, maghanap ng excuses, ganyan. Kasi coach, ganito sumasakit yung ano ko, yung likod ko, gano'n. Eh, syempre ako, wala man akong magagawa, di ba? As in, okay, sige, sure, pwede naman natin i-adjust yan. Pero alam mo, malapit na yung marathon mo, next time hindi na pwede yung ganyan. Ganun, kailangan talaga maging iwasan natin yung mga ganyan. Alam nyo naman yung katawan nyo, kilala nyo yun eh. So sabihin nyo lang sa akin kung hindi nyo kaya yung program. Kasi hindi ko naman ibibigay sa inyo kung hindi nyo kaya eh. Minsan, sometimes, excuses lang talaga ang nangyayari kung bakit hindi nagagawa yung program. Pero sa capacity nila, kaya nila. So, balik tayo dun sa unang question, why? Na bakit nila naisip mag-sign up? Kasi may mga goals sila, kaya sila nag-sign up sa akin. Tapos nakita nila na-inspire sila sa akin kasi nga, hindi lang as a coach, kumbaga as an athlete, yung mga achievement ko na, hindi naman ako nagbabrag pero nakikita na, nagpo-podium ako sa mga local races natin, ganyan. 5K, 10K, ganyan. So, na-inspire ko sila, kaya sila nag-sign up sa akin. So, gusto rin nilang maging ganun. So, pinupush ko sila para maging ganun. Actually, meron kami GC.
Okay.
Pinukonsensya ko sila. As in, magsasend ako ng ganito workout.
Paano?
Sasend ako sila na kunyari, nagtumakbo ako ng 32K. Hindi pala kunyari, tumakbo ako ng 32K. Nasend ko yun sa kanila. Yung splits ko, ganyan. Tapos, mag-chat ako doon, anong pinaglalaban nyo? Ako, itong pinaglalaban ko, yung pangarap ko. Ganon yung type ng pag-motivate ko sa kanila. Ayun.
Coach, may tanong ako kasi I know because of ang busy sa atin sa Metro Manila. Do you also join your athletes while they run or excuse me, you give them a specific program na lang tapos you monitor them through Strava or Garmin or you help via technology na?
Good question, So yung coaching ko is actually hybrid. So yung mga malalayo sa akin, like for example, actually may mga students ako abroad. Meron akong students sa Canada, sa US, sa California, New Zealand, South Korea. So lahat sila online, Pero same rate lang. Kung yung mga nandito sa Manila na mga estudyante ko, yun yung mga nakikita ko. Ang usapan namin is once a week. So, depende pa yon kung available sila. Depende pa yon. So, like for example, Sunday, meron kaming scheduled meeting sa Vermosa. Merong mga talagang hindi makakapunta dahil may mga commitment na sila. Family gatherings, ganyan. So hindi lahat ng estudyante ko nakakapunta, nami-meet ako. So, hindi talaga fix. Yeah. Pero yun, ang usapan naman talaga, pag nag-sign up ka, once a week. Yung pag malapit ka sa akin. Kasi ang sinasabi ko sa kanilang location is Vermosa or Philinvest in Alabang.
Oh. Kasi coach, you live here in
the South.
Cavite, in the South.
Yeah.
Alright.
So, mas malapit ako sa Vermosa kasi taga-Imus ako.
Yeah.
Hello sa mga taga-Imus.
Uy, taga-Cavite.
Ayun.
Alright. So, kasi, syempre coach, kasi di ba, when you talk to your athletes, you talk about their purpose, their why. Tapos, you talk about technology. Marami kasi ngayon, through app, Garmin, you can connect to Garmin to your students.
Yeah.
Strava, you mentioned that earlier.
Yeah.
Tapos Training Peaks, diba? You can look at their perceived efforts and everything, their paces, even their heart rates, HRV, na-convert na rin ngayon. And may mga iba kasi, kaya ako natanong yan, coach. Siyempre, there are some na pagka hindi nila nagagawa yung workout, and sabi mo nga, sometimes nagdi-drift away na.
Yeah.
Sometimes nagtutuloy-tuloy nawawalan kagad ng motivation. And sometimes, kasi nga, gusto nila, palagi nandun yung coach. May ganun tao, no? Napapansin mo ba yan, coach? Diba? Or, pagka hindi natutukan, they feel na, hindi yata ako masyadong napaprioritize ito, lilipat dun sa ibang coach.
Actually, meron ng usapan niya na ganito yung talaga yung setup natin na once a week lang talaga. Tapos yung ibang online lang talaga. Ang ano niyan kasi kahit hindi mo siya nakikita, I mean through chat, nakakausap mo sila, kumbaga consistent yung pag-uusap nyo.
Yes.
Tapos open ka sa kanila na pag may tanong, sagutin mo kagad. Hindi naman ako nagpapabaya sa mga estudyante ko. Lahat sila every week kinakamusta ko yan. Kasi nga, actually manageable kasi konti lang yung students ko. Actually, nasa lang sila ngayon, paying 17? Which is manageable. Yun, so
ano ka talaga, coach?
Compared mo sa ibang coaches, di ba? Yun. I don't want to mention. How the hell?
Yan, ang daming coach.
How the hell they can manage 100 students, 200 students? Di ba?
Oh no. Walang kilala.
So, yun.
200? Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. Yun. So, ako, sa akin nga 20 students. Ang limit ko, 20 students lang. That's it.
So, kumbaga, your students can really guarantee quality.
Yeah. So, nakakausap nila ako through chat, through call. Meron niya akong isang estudyante sa CDO, no? Actually, malakas na siya talaga. Trail runner na siya. Talagang veteran runner. And then, nagpa-coach siya sa akin kasi gusto niyang mag-PR sa Cebu Marathon back in 2023. So, ang PR niya is 3:18. Ito, online lang to, Sinunod niya lang yung program.
Wow.
Cebu Marathon, mahirap yung course na yun.
Just
kasi sa Cyclex yun.
Diba, coach?
Yeah. Si Cyclex di ba? It's not flat. It's not flat, no? So, na-beat niya yung PR niya. From 3:18, naging 3:15. So, 3 minutes off.
Wow.
So, malaking bagay. Imagine, windy pa that time, tapos yung super uphill dun sa Cyclex na kung tawagin nila.
Cyclex, oo.
Yun, so, sabi nga sa kanya, imagine ko sa flat mo ginawa yan. Like, for example, Skyway lang. Although, hindi naman ganun ka-flat sa Skyway, pero manageable. Yun. Sabi ko, you could have gone 3:10 at least.
Oo.
Ganun. So, mas na pa siya. Kumbaga, meron pa rin room for improvement. Pero super happy siya na na-beat niya yung PR niya under my guidance. Even though, malayo kami. CDO, di ba? Tapos Cavite. So, yun.
So, purely online yan?
Purely online yun. Tawag lang sa akin, messenger, chat. Ang importante yung communication It's not about just the physical. Kasi, totoo lang, wala nang physical na araw-araw kasama yung coach mo. Ang tawag doon, personal trainer. Iba na yung rate nun.
Yeah.
Yun. Kung gusto mag-invest sa personal trainer, you will invest talaga as in hefty fee. No? So, yung uso talaga ngayon is yung hybrid na online and once a week lang nagkikita.
Yeah. Okay. So, you mentioned about, coach, yung quality. So, very important, syempre, when they prepare for a marathon, syempre, get a very good coach.
Yeah.
Quality coach na will actually sit down with you, talk to you about your purpose, why you're doing this.
Yeah.
Yun yung very first. Actually, some of our podcast episodes, si Coach Annie, nabanggit dyan, si Vanessa, andun. Bakit mo ito ginagawa? Triathlon. Full Ironman, mahirap yan. Marathon ng hirap-hirap yan, yung training na yan, di ba? It's not just because you just want to tick something in your box or your goals, di ba? But basically, somehow, you also want to perform, di ba? Kasi, tayo kasi inner side, within us, medyo competitive pa rin tayo.
Yeah,
diba?
True.
So, syempre, gusto mo pa rin mag-perform. Kaya, importante yun, motivation, a good coach, why your purpose, you come with that. Pero, coach, ngayon, we talk about preparing for a marathon. Ano yung, let's say, they are preparing, let's say, ASICS, for example, yung medyo end of the year, latter year. Meron ka bang parang time frame na, sige, dapat kukuha tayo ng medyo may preparation, hindi yung mga 2-3 months before, medyo malaya. Ano yung, coach, yung ideal mo in the preparation of a marathon, yung time, and what is basically, what will be your program? No? How would it look like?
Actually, dapat at least a year. Kung ganun.
A year of preparation.
Talagang hinog na hinog ka sa marathon, no? You will do a lot of half marathons, not just in training, but in also in races, ganyan. And then you will step up from doing half marathons and then 32Ks, 35. Ayan, sa training.
Progressive siya.
Progressive, yes.
Okay.
Hindi mo siya pwedeng biglayin, no? Though, yung iba na nagpapakoach sa akin na gusto mong marathon, kung okay lang mo 6 months, sabi ko, pwede din naman, pero kailangan dedicated ka. Talagang i-compress natin na ideally dapat 1 year. I-compress natin sa 6 months. Pero that's it. Pero pagtatakbo ka ng 3 months before gusto mo mag-marathon within 3 months, no. Hindi ka tayo accept. That's too short for me.
What would be the ideal training hours, coach, in a month? Or probably siguro the breakdown in a week. For me, for example, to prepare for, let's say I have 6 months in preparation for a marathon that I'm targeting. What would be an ideal hours na pwedeng, or depende ba, coach, sa...
Ito kasi yung program, no, sa mga estudyante ko, no, meron akong 2 beginner, no. So,
yes.
Ang sa loob ng isang linggo, meron silang 2 rest day. Okay. So, depende yun kung ano yung gusto nila. Sila yung pinapapili ko kasi minsan may work sila eh. Actually, yan, may mga full-time work. So, ano yung rest day nyo na gusto nyong kung saan ko siya ka-plot para siguradong rest day nyo yun. So, may nag-request ng rest day na 2, may nag-request ng rest day na 1 lang. So, depende talaga. No? So, just ilagay natin sa base na 2. Sa isang linggo, meron akong 2 rest day. So, for example, first week mo, beginner ka, di kita kaya bibiglayin. So, lahat yan easy.
Okay.
Easy yan lahat. Monday mo, sabihin natin Monday, 5 to 8 kilometers at least. And then, pagdating ng Tuesday, rest day ka.
Okay.
Yeah, hindi kita bibiglayin.
Susunod.
And then Wednesday, another 5 to 8, ganyan. First week to
Okay.
Thursday, rest day. Then Friday, 5 to 8. And then Saturday, 10K. And then Sunday, bigyan ta ng mga 12 to 14K na consider it as a long run.
Alright.
Ayun, as a beginner na gusto ko agad mag-marathon within 6 months. Ayun, and then progressively as week goes by, pa-increase yun.
Mileage.
Yung mga 5-8 magiging 10 na yun. And then yung long runs magiging 16, 21.
Yeah.
Yan, unti-unti.
Yeah. Okay. And so talagang time on feet saka distance.
Distance.
Dapat.
Yeah. Although pwede din naman yung time on feet, like meron din akong binibigyan na 40 minutes at this pace.
I see.
Regardless of distance you make. Basta at this pace, within 40 minutes, kailangan magawa mo to. Yun.
Marami ka, coach, na nabanggit mo kanina, mga nag-work. Marami ka mga corporate na...
Yeah, actually, mostly professional. Actually, I had 4 doctors na naging estudyante, no? And then, meron din akong mga architect, ganyan, engineer. Mostly professionals.
Professionals talaga. And their goal basically is to finish a marathon or probably do a PR of their previews.
Mostly finish a marathon and PR, ganyan. Ang galing nga kasi may mga iba na kahit na 6 months lang yung contract nila. Hanggang ngayon, yung iba 2 years na sa akin, gano'n. Kasi gusto talaga nila. Gusto nila yung yung the way I coach them.
It's good.
So, loyal sila. Yun, yung mga loyal dyan.
Yeah.
Alam niyo na kung sino kayo.
Alright. Coach, siyempre, very matunog ngayon yung World Marathon Majors. Di ba? Do you have students going to the World Marathon Majors?
Yeah, actually. This year, 2 yung estudyante ko na going for Chicago. And then, Yung isa magto-Tokyo Marathon.
Oh, lapit na.
Yeah, this
Yeah,
March. Yan. And then, isa sa New York.
Mm.
And then, meron isa pero hindi major eh. Sa Japan din. Nagoya All Women's Marathon. In ano din. This February.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright.
And then yung iba, the rest TBR.
Yeah. Uy, malapit na.
Yes, actually, less than a month. Yun, to
Alright.
go. Yun. Kaya medyo pinipressure ko din sila.
Yeah.
Huwag masyadong mag-absent sa
Tumakbo na
workout,
kayo.
please. Yes, ganon. Manage your weight, nutrition-wise, ganon.
Actually, yan din yung magandang pag-usapan, Coach. Kasi you mentioned about the Bull Runner, TBR University Marathon this coming Feb. Tama ba? Second week, no?
February 16, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Second
Feb 16. So, now, medyo malapit na yan. So, ang mga estudyante mo, Coach, most likely ngayon, nagto-20 plus na yan, 30 kilometers ang training nila.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. Kasi kaya natanong yan, Coach, no? Going to the marathon preparation, you want to nail your marathon, your first marathon ever. How many, tinatanong ko rin ito sa mga coaches how many 32 kilometers do you suggest or recommend to your students?
Pag beginner,
Oo.
isa lang.
Isa lang. Pag beginner, isa lang. Okay.
Lalo pag walang background talaga.
May ano ba yan, Coach? Or is it because of the capacity na siya talaga? Or does it have a science behind it? Or
kasi ang iniiwasan din natin yung overtraining.
or ma-injured?
Yeah,
Okay.
ma-injure. So, gusto ko lang iparanas sa mga estudyante na kailangan close, yung pinaka-last long run nyo is close to marathon distance. Like, actually, nakukulangan niya ako sa 32 eh. So, natin ako 32 kasi meron ka pang 10K na tatakbuhin eh. So, mostly, ang pinapagawa kong long run sa kanila is 35. At least.
35.
Para talagang maramdaman nila yung pagod, yung talagang pagkawasak ng ng legs, ganyan, sobrang heavy na ng legs, gano'n. Kasi after 32K, doon mo na maramdaman talaga eh.
Diyan na
Nagkakaroon ng yung mga crampings, ganyan, and yung binubuhat mo ng legs mo, it's all in the mind na lang. Actually, it's all mental after 32K. Yun, so, mostly lahat ng estudyante ko, 35K ang pinakalas long run nila. And one time lang yun. Kasi kailangan progressive ka din eh. So, for example, yung isang estudyante ko, meron 6 months na schedule for training for TBR. So, unti-unti yan, patas yung long run niya every month.
And do you, hanggang 35 na, Coach. Pero kung, for example, if this guy or this person is gunning for Boston, paano yung magiging treatment? Paano yung magiging treatment, Coach?
Ako,
Oo.
yung approach ko sa Osaka is, so super crazy to. February 25 yung Osaka last year, so yung January mileage ko is 400 kilometers.
400 kilometers?
Yeah, doon ko lahat. Talagang as in, I can prove that by showing my Strava.
Okay.
Kasi talagang, that's how badly I wanted to get that.
For Boston.
Yeah. So 400 and then sabi nila that's really crazy yun. How can you manage that? Paano mo na manage yun? Hindi ka ba na injury or what? Sabi ko wala. It's all talaga kailangan talaga i-program yung sarili mo sa ganong mileage na hindi ka mai-injure. Kailangan lang talaga i-manage mo like pagkatapos mag-workout kailangan mag-ice bath ka kagad. Lalo na pagka long runs mo, hard workouts. Ice bath agad yan para maka-recover. Tapos a lot of stretching, a lot of foam rolling, ganyan. Parang really to avoid injury. And then ano pa ba? Pagkatapos nun, and then yung nutrition naman. Yan, protein and supplements. Marami akong supplement na yan. Tinitake. Hindi yung illegal yan, puro FDA approved yan.
Okay. So, nililinaw lang ni Coach JC.
Yes. Yun. So, yun din. So, lahat ng mga lahat ng mga experience ko, sinashare ko sa estudyante ko. Yun yung binabayaran nila sa akin. Yung experience ko na para the next time, kung gagawin nila yan, hindi sila magkakamali. Kasi, na-experience ko na rin yung mga mali ko noon, ayoko na ma-experience sa mga estudyante ko.
True.
Yun. So, yung question na...
Pagka kunyari, coach, kunyari ako, gusto ko mag-Boston. Hindi naman ako ganun ka beginner, intermediate to advanced. Siguro, ano yung pinaka-longest ko na ano?
Kasi kung gusto mag-Boston, may qualifying standards eh.
Tama, oo.
Yun. So, you have to really, like for example, 30 years old ka. So, as of now, ang qualifying ng age group ng 30 years old is 3 hours. Yeah, actually 255 I think. Yeah. So you really have to train for it.
For something, ano bang anong pace niyan?
Actually, yung yung ginawa ko sa Osaka, it's around 4:12. 4:12. Okay. Ganun yung pace. 4:10, 4:12. 258, yeah. Actually nga, sobrang kasi sa 258 actually is yun yung official. Pero yung Osaka course, more than more than 42.195. Kasi ang nakalagay sa World Athletics rules, di ba, yan, kaya nga naging certified course yan kasi as long as sakto ka or lagpas ng konti sa 42.195, okay yan. Wag lang kulang. Yes. So, ang course ng Osaka, chinek ko yan. Nag-check ako ng 5 runners na tumakbo ng Osaka na kilala ko. Yung iba, mileage nila na nakuha nilang distance is 42.9. Yung iba, 42.7. Ako, ang nakuha ko, 42.6. So, sobra siya ng 400 meters. So, ang time ko talaga sa Strava, 256.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Meron akong 2 minutes pa na Pero sa official, 250. Yeah, so sobra yung route talaga. So kasi 5 na yung chinek kong runner eh. Yeah.
Ganun talaga. Lahat talaga.
Sobra talaga. Kaya buti na lang ako, talagang binilisad ko pa. Para lang talaga mag-qualify.
Hindi po kasi ako. Grabe yun ha?
Sobra. Okay. Sobra talaga.
Wow. So, yun yung difference, coach, no? Pagka ang atleta mo, estudyante mo, kaibigan mo that you will basically advise on, talagang yun yung pinaka-longest. Kung gusto mo at least
35, yes.
35 kilometers.
At least 35. 32 is not really enough in my opinion.
Kulang pa yun.
Kulang pa yun. Kasi 10K after 32K, yung 10K na yan, parang 20K yan. Ganun in your mind. Ganun yan. Kasi mabigat na lahat, masakit na lahat sa'yo eh. So, danasin mo pa ng konti na lang.
Yeah.
Punta ka sa 35. Para doon maranasan mo pa talaga yung bigat ng legs. Yung bigat ng mga sakit ng katawan. Ayun. Ito, yung last long run ko, a month before Osaka is 40K. Yeah.
Yun yung last na long run mo?
Last long run ko. Yung pinaka-longest run ko, a month before. And then nag-progress down ako.
Okay.
3 weeks before 32, 2 weeks before 21, 1 week before 16.
Okay.
And then marathon.
Wow.
Kasi sa 40K, doon ko talaga, kaya ako tinakbo yun kasi gusto kong maranasan talaga kung hanggang saan yung yung capacity ko, base.
Yeah.
Actually, tinakbo ko siya 10 minutes beyond my marathon target. Kasi yung 40K ko, long run ko lang yun ang nakuha kong time doon is 3:08. 40K yun. So imagine pag finul ko yun, under 3:18, something like that. Pag finul ko yun. Pero that was an easy run for me.
Wow.
Doon sa pace ko kasi halos nagpitik na ako eh. So sa akin yun, manageable sa akin yun. Kaya that's why after that, hindi wasak yung legs ko.
Wala lang.
Grabe. So if you want to really qualify, dapat sa 40K, super okay ka pa. Yun. Actually, yung last 2 kilometer pace ko sa Osaka, under 4 minutes yun. 3:58. Nagpupush pa ako nun. Yeah, kumbaga ako yung runner na gusto ko finish strong palagi. Hindi yung struggling
Yeah.
sa finish line. Gusto ko finish strong ka.
Parang dreadful ka na.
Lahat yun, sinasabi ko sa estudyante ko, ayokong maging struggling kayo sa finish line. Gusto ko lahat kayo, finish strong.
Sa pang picture.
Yes. Hindi lang yung, actually, yun din yun, isa din yun. So, kaya ako rin tinuturo sa mga estudyante ko yung negative splits.
Okay.
Kasi from slow pace sa first K, pinipick up mo yung pace mo, kilometer by kilometer, until dun sa pinaka last 3K, nandun na yung pinaka max mo na threshold pace mo talaga.
Yes, coach.
Na mag-finish ka.
Wow.
Yun.
Coach. And I'm gonna talk about little technical. Kasi nga, you mentioned about your pace. I'm sure yung medyo easy ka pa. Siyempre, I'm sure some of your runners nag-research na ngayon mga tao eh. No? Zone 2 running and everything. Coach, do you also suggest your students or siguro some of your friends to do VO2 max testing, lactate testing, or may mga coaches kasi na before kasi wala naman ganyan eh.
Yeah, true.
Diba? I mean, sino ba yung mga fast runners, yung mga Norwegians, yung mga nasa Olympus ito? Initiative lang naman nila yan na diba? Sino promote. Pero ikaw, coach, what's your stand on these devices?
Actually, so super interesting yan, no? So, kasi okay lang naman na mag VO2 max test ka sa isang lab or what, kasi it's your own naman. It's your own choice, it's your own money kasi ma-costly yan. I don't know, magkano, around 30, something like that. Ganon, yung presyuhan yan. So,
mga metabolic testing.
Yeah. Pero kasi majority ng mga runners, lalo yung mga budget nagtitipid ganyan, medyo constrict yung budget nila. So wala sila talagang chance para maganyan, no. So actually para sa akin, not necessarily kailangan ng VO2 max sa lab testing ganyan. Kasi actually pwede mo naman siyang gawin manually na mag-test. So paano yun? Like for example, takbo ka ng all out for let's say sabihin natin 3K or 5K. Yan kasi yung mga distance na yan, yung mga pang VO2 max test para sa akin. Yun yung pang fitness checks ko. Pang fitness test.
Fitness test.
Yeah, kung nasa na ba yung nasa na ba yung fitness level ko. Every month meron akong fitness test, fitness time trial na ini-schedule. Hindi lang para sa akin, kundi para din sa mga estudyante ko. Alam nila yan, nasa program nila yan. So, every month ako, it's either 5K na VO2 max time trial. All out yun, race pace. 5K race pace, ganyan. Or 10K race pace. So, okay, sige. Time ko nito, dapat nakuha ko 18 minutes, ganyan. Pag nakuha 18 minutes sigurado sa 10K, makukuha ko to. Kaya ko mag-37. Pero kailangan gawin ko pa yung training for 10K. Pero confident na ako kasi nakuha ko yung gusto kong time sa 5K. So, ganyan yung nangyari. A majority. Doon sa mga hindi kayang i-afford yung VO2 max testing.
Yeah. And I remember nung way back, coach, nag-start din ako into triathlon in 2016. Field test ang tawag nila dyan. Di ba parang doon sa protocol na warm-up ka 10 minutes, tapos yung 20 minutes yata or something like that, doon mo ilabas, di ba? So, parang, tapos inaano lang, during that time, bagong-bago yata yung heart rate. No? So parang tinatanong lang din ng coach. Kasi wala pa mga apps noon. So, ano yung heart rate mo? Diba? Ano yung heart rate mo? Diba? After a few minutes or something like that. Okay. So, kumbaga sa'yo, coach, it's not necessary, but it could help.
It could help, but not necessarily needed. Yeah.
Alright. Okay. Ito, coach, itong next question to, I asked, yung friend mo, si Jael din.
Yeah.
In our previous episode.
Jael is an old friend.
Yeah. Oh, both of you are fast runners. Ano? So, tinanong namin kasi sa kanya, usong-uso ngayon, coach. Every month, babalik, paiba-iba ang mga sapatos ngayon. Anong stand mo, coach, on non-carbon na shoes and also yung mga carbon-plated shoes? Fan ka ba niyan?
Yeah. Fan naman ako niyan. Pero actually, nowadays kasi yung mga newbie, yung mga na-abuse nila yung yung carbon kung saan-saan nila sinusuot. Minsan sa mall sinusuot nila Ganon. Minsan sa training, imagine magsusuot ka ng 15,000 worth ng carbon shoes, pang momoling mo lang or pang long run mo lang na, I mean, it's supposed to be racing shoes, no? So, sayang. I mean, depende yun. Kung marami kang pera, okay lang. Pero doon sa mga wala namang pera, tapos inaksepa nila yung racing shoes nila for just doing an easy run, minsan, kahit sa mga interval, sinusuot nila yung mga carbon shoes nila. Supposed to be dapat hindi. Dapat trainer shoes ang suot nyo. Yung non-carbon dapat. Kasi, paano nyo ma-enjoy yung advantage ng carbon, ng carbon, pag nasa race na kayo, same feeling lang ang mangyayari. Kasi kung anong naramdaman mo sa training na tinutulong ng carbon, maramdaman mo rin sa race. So, what's the difference? Di ba?
Alright.
So, for me, for example, ako, lagi ako nagtitraining ng non-carbon plated. Yun palagi kong ginagamit. Except pag magta-time trial ako. Gumagamit ako ng carbon shoes.
Okay.
Pero sa interval, sa tempo, sa long runs, hindi ako gumagamit ng carbon.
So, any normal average day talagang non-carbon?
Non-carbon, yeah. Yun yung mga nasa budget-friendly side.
Yes. And that's the only time that you promote is basically pag mag-race ka, race mo or you're doing
suit ka ng carbon.
Your
time trial. Yes.
Or fitness test siguro.
Yes, fitness test. Yes.
I see. Okay. Very good suggestion.
So,
daming yan.
May mga pinapagalitan ako na estudyante. Minsan, makita ko sa picture nila, ba't ka naka-carbon easy run ka lang naman. Ganun, pinapagalitan ko sila. Tapos, nakatrack ka. Gumagawa ka ng pinapagawa ko siya ng 400 meter intervals sa track. Tapos makikita ko naka-carbon shoes. Pwede ba magbigit ng brand or kahit hindi na, no?
Walang problema.
Ayun, kunyari.
Coach, walang dito.
Adios Pro 3.
Okay.
Naka-Adios Pro 3 ka. Pwede ka naman gumamit ng SL2 as mabilis din naman yung non-carbon plated.
Yeah.
Kasi muntik na ako magbanggit ng pangalan kasi alam mo, hindi mo mararamdaman yung advantage niyan pagdating sa race. Kaya huwag kang gumamit ng carbon shoes sa training. Iba yung push niyan. Yun.
That's good. Yeah. Wow. Oo nga. Kasi ang dami ngayon, coach. Every month, nagbabago ang
Yeah.
Saka grabe ang shoe battles. Talagang ang dami ng mga...
Ngayon, sobrang nakaka-confuse kung ano talaga yung pinaka-supreme doon.
Yeah.
Depende lang kung subukan mo lahat.
Yeah. You have a specific brand coach na ginagamit mo on races?
Actually, yung mga PRs ko, lahat ng 21K PRs ko, 5K, 10K, Osaka Marathon, Nike Vaporfly 2.
Nike
Vaporfly 2. Specifically 2. Para sa akin, yun pa rin yung pinaka-the best shoes na pinroduce ng Nike.
Return, yung mga
yung carbon, yung stiffness niya, it's all there.
Yeah.
Actually, yung mga sumunod na bago ngayon, Vaporfly 3, parang na-downgrade
Talaga?
Hindi ko siya gusto.
Okay.
Yun. Though may mga ibang shoe brand na nagmimimik, parang almost na ka-feel niya yung Vaporfly 2. Like yung A6 Metaspeed Edge.
Edge.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yung Edge kasi is medyo aggressive yung plating niya, medyo close contact sa ground. Yung Sky kasi is yung plate niya is iba yung position. Mas makapal yung foam niya kaya mas bouncy. Yun, so Edge, pa ba yung Nitro Puma DB8 Elite 3, yan. Yun yung meron ako niyan ngayon.
Okay.
Yun. So, actually, medyo confused ako kung ano yung gagamitin ko sa Boston, kung Metaspeed, Edge, Nitro, or yung Adios Pro 4 is gusto ko siyang subukan. Actually, unfortunately, walang mga available na sizes as of the moment. Yun.
Okay.
So, hindi ako makapagsuot.
Okay. Wow. Well, abangan namin kung ano yung susutin mo sa Boston.
Yes. Actually, I'm torn between Metaspeed and Adios Pro 4 if masusubukan ko siya.
Okay.
Pero super okay yung feedback eh.
It's okay. Nice. Alright.
Yeah.
Coach, best daily trainer sa'yo na you could suggest? Meron ka pang specific?
Sa akin ngayon, as of the moment, yung SL2.
SL2.
Adizero SL2. Pero magkakaroon ako ng Evo SL maybe next week. So, sabi nila maganda daw yung feedback. Ano din yun, daily trainer din yun. Pero kasi mas maganda yung foam niya ngayon. Kasi yung iba na yung formulation ni Lightning Strike Pro. Mas malambot na ngayon compared dun sa Lightning Strike Pro na ginagamit ni Adios Pro 3. Mas softer na siya.
Okay.
Yun. So, mas susubukan ko siya next week. Yun. Evo SL. Yun yung upgraded version ni SL2.
Wow.
Yeah.
By the way, guys, hindi pa tayo sponsored ng Adidas, pero...
Yeah. Yun yung nagagamit ko ngayon. So, yun talaga.
Yeah.
Honestly speaking.
Yeah. Coach, SNC. Do you also give your students SNC workouts?
Yes.
Or wait, lang, yung mga bands or something like that?
Actually, ako...
And how many times in a week?
Yeah. Ako muna, no? Ano ko muna yung sa akin, no? So, ako, ang SNC ko is 5 times a week.
Wow.
Yes, 5 times a week. I do mostly bodyweight training. I don't do gym. Wala akong gym membership.
Okay.
Ano lang, sa bahay lang. Some push-ups, basically push-ups, standard push-ups, and then squats with kettlebell. Yun. Yung kettlebell medyo mabigat, mga around 8 kilos. Ganyan. Medyo mabigat na yun. So, you don't have to be, you don't need super heavy.
Gym membership.
Yeah.
So, basically, you can do this at home.
If you can see my Instagram, di ba, I have a lot of shirtless top. Yeah, so, I mean, sabi nila, Coach, yung gym ka ba? Hindi. Ano lang, bahay lang. Tapos, kasi nga toned yung body, ganyan. This is all about, body weight, it's all body weight workout lang.
So, more on the push-ups, Coach, upper,
and then some crunches, ab crunches, ganyan.
Siyempre, diet.
Yun, diet din, ganyan. Actually, natural na sa akin wala akong breakfast, so, parang 16-8, ganun yung, standard. Pero actually, normal na sa akin yun nag-lunch ako ng around 11 o'clock, and then yung dinner ko 5 o'clock, then that's it.
Okay.
Wala akong in between.
Okay.
And then I don't consume red meat. I don't consume pork and beef. I only consume chicken and fish. Lots of eggs.
And vegetables.
And vegetables, yes.
But white rice, Coach?
No white rice.
Okay.
Yeah. I do eat adlay.
Mm-hmm.
Adlay rice. It's sabi lang kamag-anak daw ng corn yun.
Yeah.
Yun. Believe me guys, hindi siya masarap kasi wala siyang lasa.
Yeah.
Pero it's not the taste, it's kung ano yung nutrition na nakukuha mo. Yun. Saka low glycemic siya. So hindi ka agad gugutumin.
Yeah.
Saka meron siyang fiber and lots of minerals pa. Sa white rice kasi wala mo ko talagang carbs lang. Sugar lang, ganun.
Oo.
Yeah.
Wow. So,
though medyo mahal. Pero yun, it's for your own it's for your own good. Para sa katawan mo siya.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So strength and conditioning, you do it at home lang.
5 times a week.
No
No
gym.
gym.
So technically, you used to kettlebell saka more on your
weight,
your body weight.
Yeah, mostly basic lang.
Okay.
You don't need a super fancy workout. Para lang matone down yung ano. Basic lang talaga. It's all about consistency. Yun yung magpapatone sa ano mo, sa katawan mo.
Yeah.
And discipline in eating.
Okay.
Yun.
So for you to be a fast runner, kailangan mo you have to be consistent in your training.
Sa students ko naman, at sabi ko sa kanila, during your rest day, if you have 2 rest day, and then go for it. Mag-bodyweight training kayo or mag-gym kayo kung may. Basta wag naman super heavy training na to the fact na kinabukasan, meron kang easy run, hindi ka makatakbo dahil masakit yung katawan mo. Wag naman ganun.
Yeah.
Light lang. Like for example, 30 reps, 50 reps is good. Ganun. Wag naman mag 100, 200. Like for example, squats. I actually do 100. That's it. That's my max.
Okay.
Kasi meron naman, weighted naman siya eh. May kettlebell naman siya. So push-ups, 150 pero naka-partition siya. Hindi one go, 150. Iba yun, nakakapagod yun.
Okay.
Naka-partition siya, kunyari 25 per session.
Yeah. Alright. So,
ayun.
Okay. So, basically, Coach, SNC na talagang more on your specific muscles na kailangan mo to build for the run, no?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Legs, then core, upper, arms, push-up kasama na lahat eh.
Yeah.
Arms, your pecs.
Tapos nakita ko, sometimes you also bike, ano?
Yeah, I did duathlon last 2023. Yeah, duathlon. Twice champion and at my age group. Yeah.
Oh.
Duaman and my daily collagen.
Yeah. Alright. Okay.
Twice and then that's it. I focus na sa
running.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright. Coach, tinanong ko rin namin ito sa KJL. Your best advice for runners to be fast runners, yung mga training na kailangan.
To be fast.
To be fast. Hill repeats.
You will have to get out of your comfort zone really. As in talagang if you want to be fast.
So shock the system talaga.
Yeah, shock your body, shock the system. Yeah. Yung tipong pagka intervals mo, after that intervals, parang ayaw mo na, parang ayoko nang gawin to. Ibig sabihin, effective yun.
Okay.
Yung tipong, when you do the 200 meters sprint, at the end of that sprint, yung tipong may tingling sensation sa sa face mo.
Nangyayari sa akin yung coach, sa mukha ko.
Yes. Yun, hanggang sa dadating ka sa point na ganun, depende kasi yun yung effect nung nung getting out of your comfort zone. So, hindi naman nangyari sa akin yung pagsusuka, pero halos dumating na ako sa point na ganun. Pero mostly tingling sensation sa face. So yun, one of the key ingredients to become faster is to do a lot of things that way beyond your comfort zone.
Out of the box talaga.
Yeah.
Alright.
Kasi kung nandun ka lang sa comfort zone, hindi ka magiging mabilis. Makes sense, di ba?
Yeah. Guys, out of your comfort zone, shock the system in 2025.
Yeah, that's true.
Alright. Coach JC, what's next for you aside from your doing your Boston Marathon this coming April? Sa mga students mo, anong naka-in-store sa'yo for 2025?
Ayun, so for 2025, after my Boston Marathon, I'm planning to get back into trail running. So, hopefully, tanggapin ito ako ng trail running community. Ayan, siguro muna, mga short distances muna bago ako mag-ultra ulit, no? So, ayun, going back to trail running and going back running to running ultra distance, no? So 50K maybe at least. Yeah. Kumbaga sa ultra running community, 50K is like 5K for them.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, totoo.
Yeah, so yung mga 70-80, yan na yung talagang 80K, 100, 100 miles, and beyond.
Alright.
Ayun, trail running and maybe duathlon again. in, I don't know if Duaman or may daily
mga
colleges.
races, coach.
Ayan.
Yeah.
Kasi yung bike ko, more than a year ko nang hindi nagagalaw. So, nagtatampo na. Yun. So, maybe yun. So, para sa mga multisport community dyan, ayan, abangan nyo ako sa Duathlon.
Yeah. Ako,
Yung
watch
age group
out.
ko, age group ko.
Ito, siya ng age group po pala.
40 to 44.
40 to 44.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright.
Yung iba totally unaware na, like for example, nung may daily collagen, sobrang na-shock sila. Sino yun? Sino yung mabilis na yun? Tapos hindi nila alam kung ano age group ko, kaya talagang na-threaten sila. Kasi hindi ko noon sa multisport community, running lang ako eh.
Correct.
Sa running, kumbaga unfamiliar. May nakakakilala sa akin, pero few lang. Ayun, so...
Nako. Guys, nako, pag nakita niyo yung JC Igos, nako.
Yeah.
Titignan niyo na yan.
Tignan niyo na yung age group niyo, yung group niyo.
Alright, so, wow. Coach, it's been a privilege to have you. You're actually our first episode in 2025 for this Champions podcast. And thank you so much for doing this, for sitting down with us, giving us your time. We have something for you later, no? Because we have partnered and collaborated with Vector. We'll give you something from Vector, Vector CC, Vector Multisport also. So
thank you.
Our good friend, no? Vector, kay Arto, everything, just collaborating with this podcast. And definitely, I hope we'll see you in the road.
Yeah, for sure.
Events. Definitely.
We'll see each other again a lot this 2025. That's for sure.
Very excited for you, Coach, especially for Boston. We will be looking forward to your time, and I'm sure,
I want that medal. Yeah, yun talaga yun eh. Regardless if I get my goal time or not, ang importante, matapos ko lang yung race at makuha ko yung medal, and that's a dream come true.
Yeah. We're rooting for you, Coach JC.
Thank you.
Guys,
thank you so much.
Thank you. And Coach, saan ka nila pwedeng i-follow? Baka you would say your socials or...
Ayun, no. Just follow me at...
Schedule din pala, Coach.
Yun. Coach Carlo, _Coach Carlo at Instagram and Facebook, JC Igos. Yan, type nyo lang, JC Igos. And if you want to start your running journey, yan, just send me a DM and we'll chat about it. Ayun. So, yun lang. Hope I can help you guys if you want to be coach. Yeah, that's it.
You want to be a fast runner?
Yeah, fast runner or just to finish a marathon. Yan, yung mga estudyante ko naman, hindi lang naman mga beginner, may mga veteran din na nagpapacoach sa akin. Mostly gusto lang improve yung time nila. From half marathon to marathon. Yeah, gusto lang i-beat yung PR. So, kung ano yung nakikita nila sa akin, gusto nilang i-emulate. Yun. Or not emulate, maybe even better.
Yeah, sure. Alright. Coach JC, thank you so much.
Thank you.
For viewers and listeners, follow Coach JC Igos, and definitely you'll see him one of these days, Vermosa or somewhere in here in Cavite. Follow him in the social media, in Instagram, Coach, and also you have Facebook, no?
Yeah.
Alright. Okay.
And one more thing, pwede ba i-plug yung Sheleran?
Walang problema, Coach.
Yun. On April 6 at Vermosa, we will be having the inaugural Sheleran, no? So, yun, yung registration is currently ongoing and may mga promo. So, lahat yun, makikita nyo sa Sheleran 2025 Facebook page. So, yun, i-visit nyo lang yun, guys. I-follow nyo lang and then hopefully yun, mag-register kayo and we'll see you all on April 6 at Vermosa.
Yeah. Alright. So, guys, I hope that this episode was very helpful for you, especially if you're doing your first marathon this year.
Yeah.
I'm sure maraming nagkaroon ng New Year's resolution or goals to do their PR or basically do their first marathon.
Yeah.
I hope Coach JC Eagles and also this episode, this podcast, were able to help you, inspire. You're able to inspire, and hopefully able to hear this episode that you'll be shocking your system and be out of your comfort zone. Yeah. With the words of the Coach JC.
Yes.
Sir, thank you so much.
Thank you,
we'll
thank
see
you,
you
thank you
next.
for having me.
Yeah. Thank you guys for
guys.
tuning in to another episode of Shock the System Podcast. Please like, share, and subscribe
Like and
to
share.
our page.
Subscribe.
Definitely, we are here on YouTube and also on podcast on Spotify. So, we'll see you in the next 2025 Shock the System Podcast. Let's go. Thank you. Bye.